Today on Rust Belt Airgun, I'm going to show you how to install a CO2 bulk fill adapter for your Umarex Steel Storm airgun. Okay, I know the first question on your mind is why would you need a CO2 bulk fill adapter for your Umarex Steel Storm airgun? Glad you asked. With the CO2 bulk fill adapter, you will no longer need to purchase 12-gram CO2 parlets for your Steel Storm. The CO2 bulk fill adapter accepts any CO2 tank used for paintball. You get approximately 1,300 shots with a 20-ounce tank and approximately 780 shots with a 12-ounce tank. You save a lot of money as filling paintball CO2 tanks at a local sporting goods store will be a lot less expensive versus how much it would cost for the same amount of shots using 12-gram CO2 parlets. The best part is that you will not need to make any alterations to your Umarex Steel Storm airgun itself. You just need to add the adapter rod to the CO2 magazine. Today I will be showing you how to attach the CO2 bulk fill adapter made by Air Venturi to the Steel Storm CO2 magazine. The Air Venturi Steel Storm CO2 bulk fill adapter and CO2 tanks are available from Airgun Depot. I will include links in this post. The Air Venturi Steel Storm CO2 bulk fill adapter comes with the following: an adapter rod, a remote line that connects the adapter rod to the bulk fill CO2 tank, a modified CO2 magazine cover, and install instructions. First, remove the CO2 magazine from the Steel Storm. Next, remove the black plastic side cover plate from the lower part of the CO2 magazine. This is the side that snaps in and has no screws to retain it. Remove the 3 screws in the metal retainer that holds the CO2 parlet piercing screws. Replace the left piercing screw with the adapter rod included in the Air Venturi kit. Then install the metal retainer held in place with 3 screws. Hand tighten the adapter rod using a crescent wrench. There are flat spots on the end of the adapter rod that aid in the tightening process. Tighten the rod so that it is firmly engaged in the seal. Install an empty CO2 cartridge into the second slot. This will serve as an expansion tank for the CO2. Install the modified CO2 magazine cover that comes with the Air Venturi kit. Finally, install the modified CO2 magazine into the Steel Storm airgun. The Air Venturi Steel Storm CO2 bulk fill adapter install is now complete. Turn the knob on a remote line all the way counterclockwise to shut valve. Thread the tank onto the valve on the remote line. Attach the quick connect on the remote line to the adapter rod in the CO2 magazine. Turn the knob on the remote line clockwise to open the valve. You should hear hissing as the CO2 enters the magazine. The Steel Storm is ready to fire. Turn the knob on the remote line counterclockwise to close the valve and stop the flow of CO2. Take a few shots from the Steel Storm in a safe direction until all CO2 gas is exhausted. Finally, unscrew the CO2 tank from the remote line. Place protective safety cap on top of tank. I hope you found this post on installing the CO2 bulk fill adapter for your Umarex Steel Storm airgun informative. As mentioned, I have included links in this post for the Airgun Venturi Steel Storm CO2 bulk fill adapter and refillable CO2 paintball tanks. Please like this post and subscribe to my channel.